All right. So you're like, cool, that was lit. Yeah, I got ingredients. I know who I am, right? Fabulous. So what? So personally, I'm into diagrammatic thinking. So Venn diagrams, mind maps, graphs. Had I known in school, this would have been great, but I digress. So here's an example of how I began my sauce in how I want to show up in virtual space. This is how I did it myself. I noted earlier that the common presentation pain points are some of these. This is clearly not an exhaustive list. I put these particular ones because I thought, what can I actually directly affect with who I be? And those are the ones I chose to put down here. Videos off, disconnection, ordinary, text heavy. Okay. Then I thought, how can I remedy any one of these in a room that I'm facilitating in? So I get to like put my humility on the shelf. So you get to take this later and put your humility over there and be who exactly you are and be joyous about it. My ingredients of finding the humor, I'm a magnetic speaker, I'm creative, I think in diagrams. So how can I add any of these to our space? I left the secret sauce in the middle for last. With the two on the side, I really made kind of branches off of videos off and finding the humor. Where can I match these two with something that is mine, that I create, that maybe other people have in their presentations, but it will never be like how I do it. That is where my secret sauce I tried to discern. So I determined like what aspects I could hack the status quo of presentations that are already aligned with how I naturally show up. I wasn't trying to make this harder than it needs to be. So I don't have to push string. I don't have to swim upstream, all those cliches. Just to make this presentation happen, I can show up in full authenticity, remedy a few major presentation woes, and hopefully leave a lasting impression. I can have an atypical icebreaker. I can tell a story or two. I can utilize multimedia. I can bring in interactivity because I love learning new tools anyway. So I'm going to be on that wavelength. And I am a breathwork facilitator. So I know I can add a few interesting energizers that will probably throw people off, but they may be happy with it after I've done it. So really, we're going to be on the downward hill at this point. I really want to pause here and actually open up if anybody has any questions about this in particular, because it would be really wonderful if you could actually take this Venn with you after this and spend some time, maybe this weekend, in creating what this is for you. So expectations, content, interactivity, lean into the flavor, your sauce. With expectations, you could have people just adjust their name on screen. You've seen in calls where it's like, have your name and your location and your pronouns. You could do something along those lines. Being prepared for your breakout groups in advance. Ensuring your content is accurate, it's sticky, there's pre-work potentially. Interactivity, keep as culturally aware as possible. I'm not asking you to be culturally sensitive. I'm just asking you to be aware that there is a world outside of the one you live in and a world outside of the lenses you wear. Be open to feedback. You can only be as good as how you receive, to be quite honest. So be ready to receive, having energizers, be saucy, be enrolling, okay? And then just prototype and adjust. There is nothing like we don't fail. We just adjust. We win or we learn. That's all there is in that cycle.